All right, good morning, everyone. Let's start with NASDAQ. I already marked up some zones, but I'll restart. Let's look at the daily. I haven't looked at the daily in a while. Okay, there's not much. We have this daily supply zone at the top of this huge range. So it doesn't really matter, it's just too far away. But what I do see on the daily time frame, I mean it does look bullish, right? We had this range here. We kind of went to the bottom of the range, kind of. And then it just looks like it's bouncing. We also just had this daily range here. And yesterday we broke past it. On the 4-hour time frame, yesterday we had this 4-hour supply zone here. If you look at the price action on it, we're just chopping on it, okay? I mean, we did have this 4-hour candle close above the 50% line, but it didn't have any continuation. So I'm thinking today we'll see if it's actually going to continue to go higher or if it's just going to reject this area here. Also, yesterday was Nvidia earnings, and that came out bullish. Doesn't mean I'm bullish myself. Just means I do expect to see good volatility today. This looks like a small 4-hour supply zone. Let's look at the 3-hour. Yeah. We have a couple of 3-hour zones, which is good. So if the market does go up, we could touch up on these supply zones. Okay, that's another 3-hour supply zone. This was also a 3-hour supply zone. I'm not gonna mark it though. We've just been chopping up on it, so it's not that helpful. I mean, this looks like a small 3-hour. And let's go down to the 2-hour time frame. I mean, I honestly don't see much on this 2-hour time frame. This looks like a small 2-hour zone. It's just far away though, and it's small, so it's not that helpful. Let me mark this high. Okay, this was also 1-hour zone here. And again, it just looks like we chopped on it. Alright, I don't see nothing else. Alright, I know on the 90-minute time frame we have a couple zones, which is good. First of all, we have this supply zone here, which I really like this supply zone. I've been looking at it for a while just because we've tapped into it before and we had a clean rejection. Oh, look at that. We tapped onto it yesterday and rejected it. So I really like the zone. So if the market goes up, I'm thinking if it gets above 485, if it closes above 485, yeah, even the 5-minute time frame is clean on this zone. So yeah, if it closes above 485, I do think it'd be a good long. Let's see if there's more zones. Okay, this is a good 90-minute supply zone. I know there was a couple 90 minutes. Let me go back down to it. Yeah, this one right here at the bottom of this pre-market range, or this area that we've been in for a while. It's a good 90-minute demand zone. So I do like that. if the market opens up and it comes down to the zone, which isn't that far away, it's only 77 points or 300 ticks, which again, at market open, we could get down there pretty fast. So I would take longs or shorts off of this, right? If the market bounces off of it, take longs. If I take the long, I mean, I would just target VWAP, but I know myself, and I would want to target at least 60 points or 240 ticks. And then let's just say it gets below VWAP, then we approach this 90 minute and we get below 294. I would take shorts. If I take shorts, I think it has a bunch of room to go down. I think it could go down to this area right here that was resistance before. Would I stay in the trade this long? No. I just do the bare minimum, close it out at a 122. Okay. Let me double check there's more zones. $45-minute time frame. Don't see much. I mean, I already have the zones that I wanted, so it doesn't matter if I find more zones. Okay, this could be a 45-minute supply zone. Yeah, I'm not seeing nothing else. I like how Nasdaq looks. I really do. Oh, okay. Yeah, I should mark out this gap. I'm gonna mark out the gap orange. Alright, I think that's all zones. I mean, there's... Never mind, I'm not gonna mark those. This gap looks like this on the 5-minute. Sorry, that just looked weird. Okay, that's all the zones. Oof, it also looks like it's kind of been moving sideways overnight. Kind of. Let's look at US 30. Okay. US 30 has this really good demand zone. I'm still waiting for the market to tap. Like, I know once US 30 breaks these lows, this is going to be the next stop. We just haven't broken the lows. Alright, on the 4-hour time frame, we have a couple zones. We have this 4-hour supply zone. Boom. We have this 4-hour demand zone, which we've bounced off of many times. Another zone I was looking at was this 4-hour supply zone, which if you look at the market now, we've had candle closes above this 50% line, which I would say is bullish. But if you look at the 4-hour time frame, this candle here hasn't closed. So I think it's too early to tell. And since we've just been kind of chopping up in this area, I think I'm going to... Damn, I don't know. It's just kind of clean. I won't erase it. If you look at the 5-minute, it's had clean reactions off of this area here. This looks like a small 5-minute zone. Yeah, like these wicks here, clean. 5-minute candle closes above, retests the area, then it bounces higher. So I'm gonna keep the zone, even though it's huge. I still think it's a really good zone because of the price action on it. This is another 4-hour supply zone, which it looks like the market wants to tap onto, and we've had multiple reactions off of it, so I do like that. I escaped YouTube jail. So far, I mean, I contacted them. They said that. What'd they say? They said that they were working on it and that it would take a couple days. But I was like, okay. Then I tried to go live and it worked, which yesterday wasn't working, but today it did. So maybe they actually unbanned me. But it's not official yet. Like, they haven't really told me. It's just somehow I could stream. Yesterday I couldn't. Yeah. Alright, on the 3-hour time frame, I see a couple 3-hour demand zones. We have this one right here, this one which we recently created, and that looks like that's it. Damn, honestly, I'm gonna erase this 4-hour zone. It's just too big. It's too much. Plus, I know around the 50% line is this 5-minute zone. Okay, this is a 2-hour demand zone. On the 1-hour time frame, we have this 1-hour supply zone. Which looks really clean. So I'm thinking if price gets above 762, if it closes above, I think it'd be a good long. I mean, the trade would look something like this. Yeah, 120 points. Which would be perfect because if it gets above this 4-hour zone, I would expect it to touch up on the next zone, which is this 1-hour supply zone. Also, if you look at this zone, it's just very clean. Clean zone. Okay, I'm not seeing much on the 90-minute time frame. But honestly, the zones I already have on US30, I think, are good enough. I am hoping, though. I'm hoping US30 moves higher, up to this 4-hour supply zone. I think that would give me the best trade. Alright, I don't have to check back there. 10-minute. Okay, this is a good 10-minute zone. Alright, I think that's it. Good enough. Damn, if US30 goes down, I'm not sure if I would take a trade off of this 10-minute zone. But now that I think about it, it is the 4-hour supply zone, 50% line. So I do think it'd be a good trade. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see if I even take it. Let's do support resistance. What defines a supply and demand zone? Let's see. Let me find a better one. Okay, that's not even that good of a zone. 2 hour. Okay, I guess this is a good one. If it has like a small candle, let's just say like a doji candle, and then after that is like a bullish engulfing candle, like just a really strong candle after a small. This candle here, the small one's called a basing candle. So if you see something like this, really it depends on, it's the pattern, right? Like you need to have a basing candle that's the opposite color of the big move. So I'm really just looking at the beginning of the big move, or like where it started. That's really what it is. Okay, what was I doing? Okay. Support resistance. Boom. I don't know. I'm also not too bullish, not too bearish. I can see the market going both ways today. I think longs would make sense. I think shorts would make sense. Let's see what liquidity there is. Ooh. London lows, Asian lows. A lot of people think that's bearish. Shit, if it's bearish, good. I like shorting the market. Alright, let me chart a bit higher just in case the market does come up here. Honestly, I am expecting really good volume today because of Nvidia earnings yesterday. But we'll see. Yesterday, the opening was, I would say, it was a pretty strong opening. But then after that, it definitely slowed down quite a bit. And I know a lot of people lost in yesterday's market if they didn't catch that move in the first 15 minutes. But I had an idea that it'd be choppy yesterday, again, because of Nvidia earnings. Like, it wasn't too surprising. That's why you guys need to be aware of like what earnings there is. I didn't know until Wednesday. Wow, yesterday's really pushing up. We have 8 more minutes for open. Lonnie beat the case. That's funny. I don't know yet. I don't know if I actually did. I just know I could stream. I mean, but YouTube was... They sounded really nice. They sounded like they actually cared about my situation. Alright. Damn, I'm like tired of drawing these white lines. Alright, I think this is good enough here. Let me see how this. Okay. I wanted to double check how this 4-hour supply zone looked. I really like the zone. I'm gonna mark this out as liquidity. Yeah. Alright, we got 7 more minutes. I'm on good timing. Is there any news today? It says there was 8:30 news. Yeah, but the 8:30 candle is fucking tiny, so it doesn't even look like high impact news. But that's what it says there. It also says there's high impact 10:30 news, which doesn't really matter for me. I don't think I'd be trading after 10:30. Hopefully not. I like to be done within the first hour. So that's usually when I catch the best move. What's your thoughts on US? I mean, nothing much right now. I'm just waiting for it to tap this 4-hour supply zone. And if we reject it, I'd take shorts. If we break past 764, I think it'd be a good long. But looking at the markets on this 5-minute time frame, we haven't seen a pullback. So, damn, how long? Yeah, it hasn't even pulled back in over 5 hours. So I could see it pulling back once it touches up on this 4-hour supply zone. On NASDAQ, damn, NASDAQ looks tough. The only way I would trade NASDAQ is if it gets down here to the 300s, or if it goes up to 456. So kind of just waiting here. Don't know which one I'm going to trade either. I do think US 30 and NASDAQ look good. Sometimes I think one looks better than the other. Today I think both of them look good. The way I'll know which one I'm going to trade is whichever one touches the zone first and then gives me a reaction. So it's really just a waiting game right now. Like you said before, you don't even need most of the zones you marked. I don't, but I like to mark them out in case it's a crazy market. Because you never know. You never know if the market's going to open up like insanely crazy or if it's going to open up slow. But I feel like you always need to stay prepared, because if it's a crazy opening and like you didn't chart that far away, then you're going to be rushing to chart, and it's not going to be good. You definitely don't want to be rushing your analysis when the market opens up. Did they ask you to provide proof of your age? Not yet. But it's like they already have proof of my age and stuff. Because I'm a partner. I'm a YouTube partner. The only way you could do that is if you go through the KYC. That way they could pay you. So it's like they already know who I am. Yeah, I got a Starbucks coffee and like it was sour. You guys know like espresso's like sour. It's not that good. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. That it's like the espresso shot isn't like that good. You guys know what I'm saying? If you drink espresso, you probably know. All right, we got one more minute for market to open. Nasdaq's right at VWAP. Fuck, I hate when Nasdaq opens up at VWAP, but we'll see. I just don't want to see it open up and then stay in that area. If Nasdaq opens up on VWAP, it needs to get far away from it quickly. If it kind of stalls there, you'll see very choppy price action. Oof, US 30's right at this 4-hour supply zone, so we might get a reaction off the zone really quickly, which if that does happen, it's going to be hard to catch a trade off of this area. Yeah, like if it shorts from here, it's going to be hard to catch. Because I have to wait for the candle close, but usually I'd go short here. I'm not going to go short yet. I want to see at least a 1 minute candle close. Okay. Yeah, like if US 30 actually shorts from here, it's gonna be hard to catch. So I'm looking at NASDAQ more right now. NASDAQ looks like it might close below 294, so I might short it pretty soon. Okay. Oh. If NASDAQ breaks the lows soon, then I'll short it. So far though, looks very volatile. And it looks like it's bouncing off of this 90-minute zone. At least so far. If the longs do come from here, it's going to be hard to catch because it's so volatile. It could also just be retesting VWAP. Haven't retested VWAP. US 30's pushing above 763, which I said if it closes above 763, I think it could get up to 862. We'll see how it closes though. So I'm also looking at NASDAQ. Okay, if NASDAQ breaks the lows, I'm going to go short. Alright, kind of broke the lows here. I'm going to short. I'm going to put my stop at 305. My target is going to be around 60 points, which right now is at 219. This is going to be the 5-minute candle close as well. So let's see how it closes. I do want to see it close below 283. We'll see. Okay, I like this candle close. Looks like it's retesting the zone. I do want to see it stay below 295. So I do like where the stop loss is at. I also want to see it break the lows pretty soon here. Alright, that was good. I'm going to break even here. It's approaching this white line at 234. So I think it could be a good TP. Obviously, though, I'm going to target a little bit lower than that. But this is a good TP here. Alright, I'm going to start to trail this tight here. Oh, I'm out of the trade. I'm trying to get out of the trade. Okay, I'm out. And that was it. That was that. We'll see how it closes out. I mean, I'm out of the trade, but I think if it closes below 235, I think it has a lot of room to go down. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I think if it does close below 235, I think it could go down to 25,000. 0.72 all the way down here. But we'll see. I mean, I know most people probably think, you know, we took out London lows, Asian lows, so it doesn't have a reason to go lower. But I don't see anything stopping us on our way down when it comes to supply and demand. Yeah, like I don't see a zone only until 0.75. But, I mean, I already caught my move. That was it right there. I'm glad I also trailed it because... yeah, I'm glad I trailed it because if I didn't trail it, I would still be in this trade without hitting TP. Unless it breaks the lows, and I would have hit TP. This looks like the first 15-minute candle. Oh, I got 6 more minutes for this 15-minute candle. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, so far it looks like it could have a lot of move down, or a lot of room to move down, but I mean, you're kind of wicking off here. It does look like it bounced off of this white line so far. I will say if it gets above the 300s, I don't think we'll be going that low. I think we'll be going back into this range. Probably back up to VWAP. I mean, let's see. That was a trade right there. I got out literally at the bottom. I'm glad I trailed that. Jeez. If I didn't trail that, I would have gotten stopped out break even on that. That's crazy. Let's see. Let's see what happens. I mean, the 15-minute candle right now looks tough. Does not look good for shorts. But it still has 5 minutes left. Could just be a small pullback. Damn, US 30. I don't know. US 30 looks choppy. On US 30, the trade I would have taken would have been this long here. Let's just say I did take this. Yeah, I would not have hit TP on this. I would have gotten stopped out break even if I took that trade. Oh, Nasdaq's going down. Looks very bearish right now. Yeah, it looks literally retested the zone, immediately rejected it again. And it's already breaking structure to the downside. Let's see, depends on how the 15-minute candle closes. I think if the 15-minute candle closes below 283, I do think it has a lot of room to go down. But we'll see how it closes. I mean, I'm already done trading, but I do want to see what happens. Yeah, they will say you went short because you saw a red candle. Yeah, I get that. It's not true though. It's not true. If you look at my trades, they all look the same. Like, actually. Most of them. Like right here. I know it looks like I went short because I saw a red candle. Promise you that's not why. It was because this red candle here closed below this 50% line. Right? So it's like, yes, this is a demand zone. But my thinking is, if we get past the 50% line of a demand zone, we're most likely going to go to the next zone, which is why I shorted it. And it looks like for this trade, the next zone was this white line. But usually I would target, like, let's just say, I don't know, another zone, like another supplier demand zone. In today's case, though, I don't have too many zones, after the zone, except the one down here, which is really far away. Usually I don't have that. But when I do have this, I do expect like a really big move. Like right now, it's still rejecting this zone here. I think so far it kind of looks bearish, but we'll see how the 15-minute candle closes. Yeah, I don't know. I still think this looks bearish. We'll see though. I mean, so far it's just kind of been bouncing off of this white line. What time is it? Oh, okay, 2 more minutes for this 15-minute candle. US 30. US 30 rejected this 1 hour supply zone. It's been going down ever since. Yeah, 132 points. That would have been a good trade. The only way I would have caught this short is if I took a short right here. After the market tapped into the zone, we wicked off of it, immediately rejected it, and started breaking down to the downside. This candle here closed below the white line. The next candle opens up, retests the white line, and then goes back down. That would have been a good sign for shorts. I didn't take it though, because I already took the trade on NASDAQ, which is struggling. NASDAQ is definitely struggling to make a move. But it looks like this 15-minute candle did close below 282. I still think it looks very bearish unless it gets above the 300s. Salute. Let's see if it melts. Has to get past this white line here. Keep bouncing off of it. Okay, let me see. Yeah, if I let this trade play out and didn't let it at break even, let's just say I left the stop loss original, I think I would have hit full TP here, which is over a 1 to 2. But I mean, I saw $500, so I just trailed it. I'm glad I did too, because if I didn't take profit here, I would have gotten stopped out break even, and that would have been annoying. So I'm happy with today. Damn, it's definitely struggling. At least on the 1 minute time frame, it looks very choppy. Yeah. It's struggling to get past this white line. So I think it could go both ways. Obviously, I do want it to short, but I don't know. It looks rough. Looks rough. It's consolidating above a 4-hour FVG. Okay. How'd you get unbanned? I don't know. I mean, I emailed them. They haven't responded, but I can stream again. That's all I know. I don't know if I'm actually unbanned or what. All I know is I can stream. So that's fun. Also, I don't know about you guys, but I've been having many issues with Tradeovate. Like, this shit is not even funny. It's like every day this week I've had an issue getting out the trades. I don't know why. It's scary too, because like, if you see profit, you want to take it, and then you can't take it. Oh, let's see if it actually breaks the lows here, or if it bounces. Show VWAP settings. Okay. I put the VWAP. Boom. Where is it? I go to style. I turned these bands off, and I just leave VWAP checked. Oh, I know a lot of people that use the bands though, and they do play out well. I have zero experience with it. I just know VWAP. And then I just turn it white. Keep it simple. Oh, it looks like it's actually breaking lower. Let's see if it does. Okay. It looks like it actually might. Unless it's a fake out. Definitely could be a fake out since it's been choppy. But we'll see. And I hope it doesn't slow down for the rest of the day like yesterday. That'd be tough. Thinking we hit 180 on NQ. I think so too. I think this could go down to all the way down here, 0.72. But I mean, I don't know. It doesn't look that good. It did, and then it didn't. So I don't know. It's definitely struggling to have a continuation. So I mean, if I was in a short, I wouldn't be 100% on it. But things could change. I mean, we're only 20 minutes into market open. The opening range is around 120 points or 470 ticks, which isn't that small, but I feel like it's small compared to the recent openings. Damn, US 30 also looks like it's kind of slowing down. If I was in a short on US 30, I'd probably be thinking it would touch VWAP. Definitely slowed down. Looks like a small support at 200 level might break that and go down to what you were saying of 25,000. Right? Like it looks like it has a lot of room to go down. Let me zoom out. Let me see how it looks zoomed out here. Let's see. I mean, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, if it doesn't bounce here at this 200 level. So it's like we have this huge area where it's resistance. I feel like I said that this morning. I was like, if it goes down, it could go down to this area of resistance. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. I mean, the 4-hour candle look good for shorts. It got 7 more minutes to close. So maybe you'll see a pullback at 10. Or you'll see a huge quick continuation down to 0.72 and then a bounce. It looks like the opening range is breaking out, which again is good for shorts. That's crazy. Market just opened up and went straight down. Also with US 30, I feel like it could go way lower because if you zoom out, it's just been going straight up for for hours. There hasn't really been a pullback. And these 15-minute candles are closing below this 4-hour supply zone. I feel like US 30 needs a pullback. Oh, also with US 30, it was at the top of this huge range that we've been in for weeks. Yeah, we touched the top. So far, it looks like it's rejecting it. Damn, it looks very choppy on the smaller time frame. It doesn't look that clean. Like usually for a sell-off, if it's a really good sell-off, you'll see really clean price action on the smaller time frame, but this is not it right here. How long do you usually trade? I find at 9:20 a.m. to 10 a.m. is a big momentum. I like to trade. Yeah, I trade the same except 9:30 to 10. Usually if I get a winner, it like I'm done before 10, just like today. If it's a slower opening, then maybe I'll wait after 10. But recently what I've been seeing is, especially for this week, especially for this month, I've seen a decent opening and then it just slows down after that. Or you'll see a slow opening and then it starts to pick up after that. But yesterday was just like, it looks like this. You'll get a clean move the first 10-15 minutes and then it slows down. Let's see if 10 a.m. maybe changes to price action. I mean, there's no high impact 10 a.m. news, but maybe it'll change the price action since it'll be a new 4-hour candle. Can you explain high frequency trading from the Apex rule? I'm an aggressive scalper. I don't know. I didn't even know they had that rule, so I'd have to search it up and tell you. Let's see. Let's see rule. The use of high frequency trading and similar automated abusive or manipulative strategies in both evaluations and funded accounts. Okay, I don't even know. Okay, I know about the flipping rule. Oof. Let me see their website. What the heck? Okay, I see something. Strategies that involve small profit targets while risking I don't know. I don't know how to say that word. Large amounts are not allowed. For example, setting a 5-tick profit target with a 150-tick stop loss. That just says if your risk to reward is off, something's up. Like if you're risking $100 to make $10. That's what that's saying. Okay, I see something else. Apex. Let me show the screen. What am I doing? Where is it? Okay, right here. Manipulation of the simulated trading environment prohibits manipulation or exploitation of the simulation environment in any way, including high frequency trading. Huh. I don't know. I just think they don't want you to be like in and out of trades, out of many trades. Which does suck because I know a lot of traders that are actually like that, that are crazy scalpers. But I think what Apex is really looking for is like slow profitability, slow, consistent profit. I can't even say the word. They don't even explain the HFT rule though. They just say the word. Yeah, I don't see anything where like they actually explain that. I don't know. If you actually trade that way, I would try to email them. What they do respond, they do take their time. They take about like 2 business days or a full business day to respond. Oh, nice. It's going lower. I really do want to see this hit 0.72. Want to see if it hits it. I mean, but at this rate, I think if it does hit it. Oh, it's a 10 a.m. candle. And it looks like we're picking up volume here. I was gonna say if we do go down here, it's gonna take a while. But if 10 a.m. changes price action, then we might be down here pretty quick. Lucid and Tradeify won't accept profits if your profits are more than 50% of the trades, less than 5 seconds. I don't think Tradeify has that, but I'm not 100% sure. I mean, but I wouldn't be surprised. If you're making most of your profit in less than 5 seconds, I think you're in pretty heavy, which they won't like. Do you stream every day, 9 a.m. to 11 type thing? Yeah, pretty much, but sometimes I do get earlier. I do get off earlier than 11, especially if I lose. Normally, if I lose within the first 30 minutes. And then usually after I get off, I get away from the charts. If I win the trade, usually I win it before 10, and then I just kind of stare at the markets, and then I chat. So I do like to see if the market goes where I think it's gonna go. Like right now, I do think it'll go down to 0.72. It just looks like it's gonna take a while. Let's say if you want to sell right now, where would you put your limit? Honestly, it'd be tough because I wouldn't really look for a trade down here. Like the trade that I would have looked for was right here, you know? And this gave you the best entry. You got a couple retests of the zones. So it gave you a couple entries there. After that though, it gets pretty hard to get into a trade even with the white lines. And I'm not used to trading in between two zones. So I don't know. Let's just say I didn't take this short. I missed on this whole move. Usually I'd look at US 30 to see if there's something else, or I'd wait for it to tap the next supplier demand zone, which in today's case is down here at 0.72. If it does tap this, I would expect it to jump from here, but I'm not sure. Like, I already took the trade that I think made the most sense to me. Like this was the A plus setup. Usually my A plus setup mainly shows once or twice every day, after the market opens up. Does Apex have an activation fee? Yeah. They do. So that's why I say, like, you have to wait for their sale. If you want to buy Apex, wait for their 90% sale. Like, I feel like you shouldn't really buy Apex if they don't have that sale. Because usually when they have that sale, the activation fee's lower. And you'll get way better return on investment, if you get a payout. But let's just say that you don't wait for the sale. The activation fee is going to be like, I think it's over $150. I think it's for sure over $100. So it's like pretty pricey. If they have the 90% sale, it's going to be like a $65 activation fee, which is way better. Why does Apex ban gold trading? Just like Apex and other prop firms like TopSup, they put some restrictions on metals because people are taking too much advantage of metals. If you don't know, with metals, the contracts are actually crazy, especially on silver. But even with gold, if you slap on one contract on gold, you're going to have a really tight stop loss and it's going to be like $500. So, like, money moves very quickly. So you can make a lot of money with metals. People are just taking advantage of it, especially with silver. With silver, bro, silver is actually crazy. I don't know how people trade it. With silver, let's just say you're trading the 1 minute time frame. Okay, you put a trade like that, your stop loss is going to be like literally this small. And you're going to be risking like $1,000 on that tiny stop loss. So it's like crazy contracts. So people would literally just zoom into the market, put in an order, and get out fast. Get the smallest move. Or they just full port it and catch a decent move. And the trade would be like $30,000 on a small move. And honestly, I think because of social media, like, it got really popular. Like, you would just see crazy profits on social media from people trading metals. I mean, you still do. I still see that. Wow, US 30 broke past VWAP. US 30 moved really good, but it's also very choppy. I will say the move down was cleaner on US 30. Ever thought of trading NASDAQ with options? Yeah, I tried it and I need more education on options because I have no idea what I was doing. Like, I actually need like tutoring with options because I don't understand it. Like I'd watch videos on it and it would not click. I've tried also trading Nvidia earnings, which is funny because Nvidia earnings was yesterday, but I tried trading Nvidia earnings and I betted, or I thought that I betted that it would go up. And you guys know with options, it's like, it's not just buy or sell. It's like, I don't even, it's just more confusing, at least for me. And like the earnings came out really good for Nvidia, and my contracts made like no money, and I was like, what the heck? Like I lost, even though it was, yeah, calls and yes, calls or puts, but it's like four buttons, right? Yeah, and then you're right, Theta DK. Like I don't know what that is. I don't know how it works. So it's like if I trade options, I need a tutor. Like I need extra help. But I definitely do want to get into it, especially because I would love to like swing trade actual companies. I think that'd be really cool. But again, I would just need help. Options are dope if you swing for weeks. That's what I want to do. I just need to learn how to do it. When will you take another 40K payout? Once the balances are at 4100. So I'm very close. Let's see how close I am. I mean, some of the accounts are at 3500, others are at 3200. So let's just say that I have 22. Sorry, 32 minus 41. Yeah, so I'm $900 away from requesting another 40K payout, which for me is like 2 winning days. So even if I win for the rest of the week, I'm not gonna get that second 40K payout in the same month. But I have lined myself up to the point where I'm very close to requesting a payout. So most likely next week I'll request a payout for, what is it, March or May? I'm not good with my months. Isn't that crazy? I still don't know the order of the months. Like actually, I always have to check the calendar. That's really bad. Oh, it's March. St. Patrick's Day. Okay. Yeah, I always confuse March and May. Yeah, like I'm not that smart. I'm not that smart. Oh, there's a move down. Nice. Oh, wow. Oh my gosh. Right here, we're very close. 35 points away. 0.72. I've been calling it. I forget how to spell February and January. Yeah, that's funny. No, I always forget how to spell Wednesday. That's the one I struggle with the most. Wednesday. Nasty move. Now, I'll be surprised if it gets below 0.56. Then I'd be like, whoa, that's a crazy bearish day. But once it hits 0.72, I do think it'll bounce. But it definitely could keep going through that. We'll see. Very close. I use TopStep. Should I use another broker? TopStep's not a broker, it's a prop firm. If you want a broker, that's for like live money. But if you're asking, should you use another prop firm? Maybe. I mean, but I feel like Topstep is really beginner friendly. 'Cause they have one of the best rules. Their platform is very beginner friendly. Topstep X. So it's like, I don't know. Oh, it's very close. Let's see if it actually hits. That was a nasty move down, though. That was a crazy move down. On the 1 minute time frame, yeah. 70-point move down. And there we go. 0.72. I've been saying it since I got in the shorts. Because it was just like there's nothing stopping us on our way down. I will be very surprised if we get past this 2 hour demand zone. Yeah, I mean, damn, if we get past this 2 hour zone, oh, there is another 2 hour demand zone here. If it breaks past these zones, I'll be very shocked. I mean, we're talking, if it get past that 2 hour zone, it literally can go all the way back down to the bottom of this huge range that we've been in. Might see a very nasty sell off. I'll be very impressed if that happens. Honestly, crazy move down. It's just very choppy. Like, I feel like if you traded Nasdaq, you could have gotten chopped up with these small wicks here. Nasty. Let's see if it bounces here. Like, I'll actually be very impressed if we continue to go all the way down here. I mean, the selling looks really strong right now. That, but even US 30. Yeah, US 30 short is really good as well. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That's crazy, guys. Nasty day today. Still the first hour of market open as well. And we've seen a pretty impressive move. This is one of the best moves we've seen in a while. I think this month. Maybe. Maybe. It's a pretty big move. How do you find order flow and big trades? By Fabiano Valentini. What? I'm sorry, I don't know what you're saying. But I don't use order flow. I've tried to learn order flow. I just feel like it was complicated. Fabio. Yeah, I don't know. Would you say trading supply and demand is similar to support and resistance? Oh, yeah. Very, very similar. Very similar. I mean, most of the supply and demand zones are support and resistance. Wow, this is breaking past the zones. This is a nasty sell-off. I'm still like impressed. I'm very impressed. Let's see what Bitcoin's doing. Let me see. Oh, okay. I mean, it doesn't look that crazy. But yeah, supply and demand very similar to support and resistance. Like, for example, with this with the trade on US 30 today. So it is this US 30? No, this is Nasdaq. Okay. Like on US 30, this 1 hour supply zone, if you zoom out, is also resistance and support. Let me color it so you could see. Right, this purple area here. And then the 1 hour zone is this one right here, which we rejected today. If you zoom out, you could see it was resistance and it's been support before. And with support and resistance, they're not the same thing, but support could turn into resistance, just like this area here. It was support, we broke past it, and then it turned into resistance. So yeah, I would say supply and demand is very similar to support and resistance. I mean, it's not the same thing, but they're very similar. Because if there's a really good area of supply, it's most likely a really good area of resistance, right? Like in today's case. All right. Okay, looks like US 30's finally bouncing here at this 3 hour demand zone. We have this 5 minute candle, tap the area closed above this 50% line. We'll see if it actually bounces because the selling pressures is very strong. I don't know. I really like seeing when the market makes a crazy move that you expected. I mean, I didn't think it'd go this low. I only expected it to go to 0.72, and it's still going lower, which is crazy. It's just crazy because we haven't seen this big of a move in a while. I mean, this shit is crazy. What happened? Is it like this because of Nvidia earnings? Could be. Could be. Damn. Do you draw out your zones fresh every day or keep them on for a week? I draw them every day. So I literally erase everything every morning because I like to see what are the newest zones and I like to refresh my mind on the zones. So I feel like if you just leave your analysis for a couple days, you might get lost in it, You might forget, why you had that zone there. So that's why I like doing it every morning. I don't have to, but I do like doing it. Wow, this is actually crazy. Wow, look at the 4 hour time frame. I mean, shit, now I'm thinking this could go down to the bottom of this huge range. That's crazy. Can you imagine if I left the runner? I mean, even a runner, even one micro on this would have made $1,000. One micro. That's how big the move is. Basically, the Nvidia investors are nervous about an AI bubble. When I hear AI bubble, I get excited because it means that there might be a really good pullback for me to invest in. You know? Like, I love hearing AI bubble. Like, I want to see the market crash. I love market crashes. Something about it. Something about a market crash. It's just, they're very easy to make money on. And also, like, long term, let's just say we get a crash and you could buy the bottom. So it's like everyone gets scared about a crash, but I get excited. I think it presents you a really good opportunity. I mean, even with Bitcoin, if it goes lower, I mean, even right now, it's a good buying opportunity. But if it does go lower, it'd be even a better buying opportunity. Because think about it, if you put money into Bitcoin, let's just say right now, let's just say you bought it, eventually, if you look at patterns, it should break all time highs eventually. Oh my gosh. And if you did that, let's just say it broke all time highs, your investment is up 100%, which is huge. That doesn't sound right though. That sounds crazy. That does not sound right. Is that? I mean, that's what it's showing. It sounds wrong though because it sounds wrong because are we 100%? No. See, why does it do that? If you aim it down, you're down 52%. If you aim it up, you're up 110%. Am I reading this right? It doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound right. I feel like it should just be up 50%. Why is it 100? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe Bitcoin's just like that. I didn't know. Either way, it's a really good buy. Long term. But I do have a fear about Bitcoin. Like, what if this shit just goes to zero? It'll be a big reset, right? Because, like, there's a lot of millionaires in Bitcoin. If it goes to zero, like I said, it'll be a big reset. But I think with Bitcoin, it's like, it does look scary right now. Because I don't think Bitcoin has been this down from all time highs ever. But it's like Bitcoin just gets crazier and crazier. So if the bearish trend is crazy, the bullish trend might be even crazier. Wow, silver looks crazy on the daily time frame. I wonder how much people made on silver from this move down. Uh, if someone caught this move down, it had to be crazy. Had to be crazy. Even with gold, that was a crazy move down as well. Should have activated my Apex funded this AM instead of passing the new evals. I mean, the good thing about the markets is when it does make a crazy move, it should just remind you that it could happen again. We just don't know when. But this does happen a lot. So that's a good thing. And also some weeks it happens. Some weeks, like if it's a really good week in the market, you'll see a lot of days like this. Either to the upside or the downside. You'll see really good volume. Just not every day. But it will happen again. This will happen again. Do you enter trades? Do you enter your trades most of the time at the 50% line? Yeah. Not at the line, but it depends on how the market reacts to it. Like, for example, in today's case, it closed below the 50% line. And then we had a continuation lower. But let's just say we saw it bouncing off of here, then I would have taken a long. I think was yesterday's trade like that. Let me check. I could show you a good example. Oh no. Let me see. But yeah, it really depends on how the market reacts once we touch up on the zone. Usually the time frame I look at is on the 1 minute. Because I'll get like, not all the time, but on the 1 minute, you'll get a really good entry if it's like really good volume. Another thing with my strategy that I feel like is the most important part is the timing of it. Most of my winning trades are the first 15 minutes. So the first 15 minutes of market open. Like, I feel like my strategy specifically for the opening. I've tried my strategy during Asian and London, and like I get cooked up every time. So like the strategy is really for New York Open. It's very specific, which I like because that way it keeps me consistent. Do you have max loss limit for the day? How do you handle losing day? My max loss limit on these accounts is 500, which I've hit a couple times, especially this month. The best way to handle losing day is just by walking away. That's why when I lose on stream, like, I'm not gonna chit chat because I don't want to be close to the charts. Like, once I hit my daily loss limit, I walk away. The best thing you could do is walk away. Because if you hit your daily loss limit and you're staring at the charts, you'll find a reason to take another trade. Oh, okay, that makes sense. But yeah, these are my stats for the month. I hit daily loss limit a couple of times. I had 2 red weeks in a row. Or if you compare it to last month, it was way better. Only 4 red days. This week I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 red days, could be 6 if I lose tomorrow. But either way, I think if I lose tomorrow, I'll still be red. Or sorry, I'll still be green on the month. And it's is mainly because I stick to the daily loss limit. Another thing about my stats is the numbers are very consistent. The green days are consistent, right? Most of the winning days are about 10K. If it's like 5K or a little bit less, it's because I closed it at a 1-to-1. Most likely. Or I lost the first trade and then the second trade was fine. Like how I did on Monday. But yeah, same thing with the losing days. They're very consistent. Most of the losing days, if I hit daily loss limit, the loss is around 11K, right, in total, which is $500 in total across all accounts. Or if it's like 5K, if the losing days are around 5K, then maybe I just took like one loss. But yeah, the numbers are very consistent, which is the main reason why I got the payout. And I might get it again, who knows. The only thing I don't like about my stats, I mean, it's not that I don't like, it's just something that I could do better, is the risk reward ratio. Like, if we look at the RR, this shit is at a 1-to-1, which is not that good. My stats are very average. I mean, even the trade win is 60%, they win 65%. Average win loss is basically the same. Again, which is not that good. These stats are very average, but they're so consistent that they look good. That's like the main thing that's good about my trading. If I'm really serious about an account, I'll keep it very consistent. Let's see if it's still going lower. Oh my gosh, it is. Bro, this is going down to 744, which is insane. I feel like this is the move that we saw in about a week. Like, actually, like this move is bigger than the range we've been in for a couple weeks. That's how big today's move is. It's very impressive. Did you take any trades today? Did I? I caught this short here, all the way up here. I got out basically at a 1 to 2, which was good enough. Good enough. Are you better at selling or buying? Last year, I was better at selling. Don't know why. It was just like I would sell way too often last year. This year, I've gotten really good at not being so biased. I've gotten really good at that. I've also gotten really good at not expecting a breakout every single day. But yeah, last year, I don't know why. I was like bearish every day. Again, I don't know why. I really struggled last year after we had that crazy green day last year. Yeah, like if you look at the daily candle on NASDAQ, we were going down in the beginning of the year, and then we had that day where Trump was like, oh, buy stocks. And then the next day was like crazy green day. After that, for some reason, I sold way more often than I should have. Right, and if you look at the market, like it was going up after that. I was again, for some reason I was mostly like bearish every day with with not a good reason, like it just be pure bias, and it wasn't good. This year that I've gotten really good. Like I think I've been trading the best I've ever had because I'm not so biased. I just It's just like I mark out the zone. Once the market taps the zone, I just read the market. If I'm patient enough to wait for the candle closes and the market is good in my favor, it'll be an easy winning day, like today. Did I think this short was going to go this far down? No. I thought we were just going to go to 0.73 and that was it. But this is running. This is very impressive. Very good volume today. Very good volume. Do you recommend starting on demo? Yeah. Yes. I don't recommend you stay on demo for like months, cuz demo's cool, but it's not the same as like trading an eval or a funded account. When you trade an eval or funded account, your emotions are like way different than your demo account. So like once you know your strategy, what you're looking for when you show up to the market, then start actually gaining some real experience with not just trading but trading with emotions. That's what really matters. That's why people get good at trading demo, and then once they actually start, it's like, damn, what happened? What happened was you have a lot of emotions that you haven't really learned how to trade with. But like I'd be careful trading evals once you start out, because if you fail a lot, back to back to back to back, it's gonna add up. So you want to take the eval serious. What is the best platform for multi accounts? See, I used to say it was Tradeovate, but recently, especially this week, I've been having many issues with Tradeovate getting out of trades. So, I don't know. A lot of people say TradeSync. Like, if you want to copy trade multiple prop firms, a lot of people use TradeSync. My experience with TradeSync was not that good. I had many issues with TradeSync. Try TradeC's way better than Tradeovate. Yeah, I want to trade TradeC. I've been watching videos on how to use TradeC. But I've heard good things. It is a new platform, and I know with new platforms, you'll get some bugs. So I've kind of been waiting a little bit before I begin with TradeC, but I do want to try it. Why don't you use NinjaTrader with Replicanto? That's also a really good copy trader. I've heard really good things about Replicanto. The only thing about Replicanto is pricey. I think it's for sure over $100. I think it's like 200 or something. So I never really tried it out. I also never traded on NinjaTrader. Only Tradeovate. So I don't really know how to use NinjaTrader. But I think eventually I'll learn. I've learned many platforms already. I mean, they're all basically the same thing, just different places. Do you guys know where to start up a demo? A good site would be TradingView, right? If you buy TradingView, you get a subscription, and then you could log into a paper account, which I actually use a paper account myself. When I have that itch to trade, I use the paper account. How do I log into it? I forgot. Okay, right here. If you want to trade with your broker, there's an option here that says paper trading, which I use. I connect it, and then you can make a paper account here or a demo account, and it'll save everything. And then let's just say you blow that account, you can just go to settings and reset account and put whatever size account you want. Yeah, TradingView's a really good platform. Not just getting out on Tradeovate, sometimes even getting to trades. Oh yeah, I've also had slippage issues with Tradeovate. Not crazy, but I have, especially with these 20 accounts. I mean, that's literally why all the accounts are a different amount. Some are at 33, 35, 32, 36. Yeah, they're literally all different accounts, different amounts. Crazy. Do you only trade on Q? No, I trade US 30 as well. I look at both. In today's case, I traded NASDAQ because it did the reaction before US 30. Alright, let me journal this trade really quick and then I'm going to call it a day. And this trade was mainly taken on the 1 minute time frame. So with this trade, so once we tapped into this trade, we ended up closing slightly above this dashed line. Usually I would have gone long if we broke structure to the upside with this wick here, but we never got that. So I never took longs. Even if this long came in, I wouldn't have taken it. Maybe I would have, but I wouldn't have taken it because the stop loss wouldn't really have made sense. If I went long, I would have wanted to go long down here, right? That way the stop loss could be under the zone. Okay, but the longs never popped up. We never broke structure to the upside. What looks like it just wanted to maybe retest around VWAP. Okay, once I saw it come back down and actually have a 1 minute candle close below this 50% line, and then the next candle opens up, kind of retests this area here, right there, and then it breaks the lows. That's where my entry was right as it broke these wicks lower. I didn't just short because I saw a red candle. I shorted it because it was closing below a zone. Okay, and then the stop loss was right above the zone, which was perfect. This was a perfect stop loss. It was 100 ticks or 25 points, and then the TP originally was 60 points, but once I saw it hit this white line, I started to trail it because I knew it was a good TP since we could bounce off of here. So I just took profit around here at a 1 to 2, and then that was the trade. But let's just say I didn't hit TP and I was just letting the trade breathe. It would have hit full TP, but it would have taken a while. Also, if I didn't I'm stuttering. If I didn't take profit down here, I would have gotten stopped out break even because my stop loss was at break even. That's just how I trade. I don't like it. I don't like, having my stop at break even because if you have your stop at break even, most of the time it's not going to make as much sense as the original stop loss. But I do like breaking even because sometimes it does save you money. Sometimes. Other times, though, it's just annoying. You get wicked out and then it goes in your direction. But yeah, that was a trade. When I was in the short, and I saw that we kept rejecting the zone, right? So we broke past this area, which was kind of support at one point. We saw it turning into resistance right here when we retested it a couple times, and then it kept going down ever since. Usually if I take a trade, I try to target the next zone, which in today's case, the next zone was a 2-hour demand zone all the way down here. That's how I had the idea that it was going to go down all the way down here. That's how I kind of knew there was a lot of room to go down. Because again, the next kind of area of interest was all the way down here. Usually it's not like that. Usually I'll have a zone maybe around here, but I didn't have that today. That's why I thought it had a lot of room to go down. Honestly though, I didn't think it'd go this far down. This is very far. Crazy move. But if it could go crazy in one direction, it could go crazy the other direction. So maybe it'll recover. We won't know until tomorrow. Took shorts after a 1 minute candle closed below a 90-minute demand zone. TP2. This trade and for how long does this trade could have ran for 1,600 ticks, which is crazy. What do you think are the reasons for most of your losing trades? Reason number one would be that the markets aren't in my favor because I need good volume, especially for a breakout trade. And also, most of my winners win quickly. So it's like I need good volume. If I get in a trade and there's low volume, I'll either get wicked out or I get faked out. Another thing for me losing a lot of trades is my mistake. Either I got in too early and I didn't wait for a candle to close, or, and this is very rare, if I lose a trade, it's most likely it's not my A plus setup. Because it does happen. Sometimes I do miss A plus setup, and I try to catch like just another random trade, and then I lose. But yeah, there's a couple of reasons to why I lose trades. Sometimes it's the markets, sometimes it's me. But I think like if I lose a trade, just number one, keep it small. That way I don't get too emotional about it. That's number one. If I take a loss, it's not a huge loss. It's a very planned out loss. And it's very specific. All of my trades are from $250 to $300. Like it's very, very specific. I suck at trailing. My TP was $1,000, but I tried to trail it and got out at $80. Oof. If you're gonna trail a trade, it has to be a real reason to trade, and it has to be consistent. Because I'm pretty sure it was last year I had this issue where I would trail the trade literally for no reason. Like I'd just be trailing it because I saw profit. And the issue with that was it messed up my risk to reward ratio like really bad. So I wasn't that profitable for that long on the accounts. Because I would just have inconsistent take profits. So now I have a more consistent way of where I put my stop loss, right? So I get in the trade, I put the stop loss. If the trade hits a 1-to-1, then most of the time I do break even. I go break even, and then I expect it to hit TP2. But sometimes I do hit TP1, and then I start to trail it in like a random spot. And when I do that, this year what I've seen is when I do trail it at random spots, I get stopped out at like a 1-to-1, and then it hits the 1-to-2. So it's like, why did I trail it so tight? I shouldn't have done that. I should have let the trade breathe. But it's very consistent. Like most of my trading is the same. How many attempts at eValve accounts did you take? Well, I mean, when I first started, it took a couple eval, maybe too many evals to actually pass the first one. But when I passed my first eval, it's funny because it was with Apex, and it was trading FOMC. So it's not like I earned the evaluation. I just gambled and I got it. I remember too, it was like I had woken up from a nap, and it was like 2 p.m. and like Powell was about to speak. And then he started speaking, and the markets were moving like crazy. And I was just gambling with zero emotion. And then I passed it, and I was like, whoa. Surprisingly, I got a payout on that account, but it wasn't like an earned payout, you know. I did break rules, but I decided to request a payout, and it got approved. So I've been very lucky. Yeah, I've had a couple times where I knew I broke a rule, yet I still got the payout. Like it happened with Apex one time, and then it happened with Funded Futures Family. Like I actually broke a scaling rule with Funded Futures Family, and I know because I contacted their help. I contacted support and I told them that I break this rule. They checked and they said yes, but I still requested the payout and it got approved. I'm not joking. It, bro, when I saw that get approved, I was like, what? And it was a $13,000 payout. Like, it wasn't a small one. But yeah, I haven't gotten lucky since. I've actually been following rules after that. Gotta let the trades breathe. I'm taking notes. Yeah. I mean, even me, I still struggle with letting trades breathe sometimes. But what helps me let a trade breathe is by having some sort of confluence to knowing the TP's gonna hit, right? Like having an actual reason to why your TP could hit, not just having your TP some random spot and like you're hoping it hits. It has to make sense. For example, my TPs make sense because if we break past the zone, I'm expecting the market to go to the next zone. So most of the time I target the next zone. So like the TPs make sense to me, so it helps me hold the trade. If your TP's at a random spot and you're just like, I don't know if this might hit, but like let me hold it, it's gonna be hard for you to hold. Did you get a wire for your withdrawal? Yes, I did. For the business account. How did it feel when it hit your bank account? I mean, like it felt good, but this is gonna sound weird, but it felt better before it hit the account. Like in my head, I already had that money in the bank. So like when I got the money, it wasn't anything like, oh my god, like da da da. Like I already had the money in my head, you know? Like I was already in the emotions that I would have had if I gotten the money, you know? And that was for over a month that I felt that way. Even if I lost a trade that day, like I'd still be in a good mood because I knew that I would receive the money. But when I requested the payout and it wasn't approved yet, that was like the only time that I was actually nervous. Cause I was like, damn, like, what if I request it and like it doesn't get approved and da da da? But then it got approved and I was like, oh my god, like that's crazy. But once I got the payout, it was just like, yeah, like it's there. Now I gotta pay taxes, you know? It's funny because my first ever payout, like, that was one of the best feelings. And then, of course, like, when I had my biggest month, which was a 20K payout with Top Step, that was a crazy feeling as well. And this time it wasn't that insane, you know? It was just like, yeah, like I got it. I actually was more excited when the payout got approved than when I got it. But yeah, the goal with these accounts is gonna be, so I get 5 payouts, which are gonna be capped, and then on the sixth payout, that's where like I really want to get a decent payout. And in order to get a decent payout, you don't need that much profit, for an uncapped payout. I think so. Let's just say I want 100K payout, right, on that six uncapped payout. So yeah, I would only need $5,000 of profit in each account in order to get a six-figure payout. So like, it sounds crazy, but in reality, you're not gonna have that much profit in order to request 100K. So it's like definitely doable, very doable, very doable. But we'll see. And like last year, I got 5 payouts on the same accounts with TopSub. So it's not like, I don't know if I could get 5 payouts with the same account. I know I can do it. I already did it with TopSub. Now it's just 20 accounts. Can I do it with that? I think I could. Unless I get on a nasty losing streak, which is possible. If I get on like a 2 week losing streak, I'll blow the accounts for sure. But this week, I mean, I guess technically I was on a 2 week losing streak, but it wasn't that bad. Like the worst I had was 3 losing days in a row. Let's just say I lost 5 days in a row, then I'd be like, whoa, maybe I'll blow accounts. So yeah, I think 5 payouts from these accounts is, no, 6 payouts is definitely possible, but it just depends on my performance. It really depends on if I get a losing streak. If I get on a losing streak, it'll be tough. Remain humble and focused. Yeah, for sure. 20K payout, 40K is not decent payout. You tweaking. No, it is a decent payout. It definitely is. It's a crazy payout. It's someone's salary. It is a very crazy payout, but it's like if I get too excited over it, it'll affect my trading. So I can't be like too geeked out over the 40K payout. I can't be too cocky about it either, because then it affects the trading. Like Game Boy Tommy said, I have to remain humble and focused. Is very true. I mean, after any payout, you have to go back to zero. You have to be like, whoa, let me not get too excited, because if I do, I'll be too cocky with trading. Are you aiming for another max payout on TopSub? Yes. Yes. Why did you move from TopSub to Apex? I do trade TopSub, but the reason I made my Apex account my main account was because it's 20 accounts. I don't think there's another platform that allows you to do that. I did hear that Top 1 Futures allows you to have 14 accounts, but it's 14 different accounts. So you could have like 5 straights of fundeds, 3 of their other accounts, and then like 4 of their other accounts. That's like the only platform I know that allows you to have that. But yeah, Apex is the only one that you could have 20 accounts with. And if you know me, like you knew I hated TopSub. Like I hated talking about it. I hated hearing about it. I hated the trailing drawdown, and I hated the rules. But again, it was just like if I wanted to scale up, I needed multiple accounts. And I could have done it throughout multiple accounts, but then I would have needed like a copy trader, a third party copy trader like TradeSync, which I don't like TradeSync. I like Trade08 right now, kind of. So it's just like, as long as the prop firm pays you out, if you follow all of their rules, that's all that matters to me. And like the rules do suck with Apex, but you don't have to trade Apex. You could trade Tradeify, or you could trade Alpha Futures or another prop firm. But yeah. And I also made sure if I got a code with Apex, I wanted to make sure that they actually would pay me out a big payout if I followed their rules. So I streamed almost every single trade, followed all of their rules, didn't have an insane green day or an insane red day, and they paid. So now I have a code with them. But it's not like I have a code with them because it's like, oh, like she needs the money, da da da. No, it's like they actually do pay out. So I do think they're a decent prop firm. Do they do weird stuff? Yes. But do they pay out if you follow the rules? Yes. So it's like up to you, up to the trader. What rules do you want to play with? Trade08's Cheeks doesn't let you do bracket orders. I know, I don't like that about Trade08. Down the copy trader, you can't have bracket orders. But the best way to get around it is just you have to calculate your stop loss as soon as you get in. That's what I do. That's why you'll see me too, like measuring out my stop. Because it's not like Top Step X where you could see, exactly what you're risking. Damn, the TP was actually crazy. TP was perfect. What happened to Tradeify? What happened? I don't know. Drawdown for Top Step accounts. Any tips? If you're in Drawdown, you have to slow down. If you rush getting out of Drawdown, it's 50-50, right? Like it's 50-50, but if you rush to get out of Drawdown, you're most likely gonna like get in a rushed trade, which might not be your best trade. So you have to slow down. That way you can wait for a really good trade, and hopefully that good trade that you have a lot of confluence on plays out well. Sorry if you answered, but how much buffer do you prefer before payout request? Buffer. If it's Top Step, I try to have at least $2,000 of drawdown after payout. But if it's like a capped payout, for example, let's just say with Tradeify. No. Let's just say Tradeify, right? If the payout cap is $2,000, what I like to do is the bare minimum in order to request the payout. So I'll leave literally like $1,000 in drawdown. Well, again, it depends with the prop firm because with Apex, you need $4,100 to request max payout. So it automatically leaves me about $2,500 in drawdown. What would be your best advice? Shit, I would say slow down. Take it slow. If you take it slow, you won't be so emotional on your trades. If you take it slow, your losses will be small. So when you do take a loss, it's not going to trigger, tilt. It's going to, hopefully, if your loss is small, it's it helps you wait for a better trade, and it helps you not go on tilt. Best advice is slow down, and also like have an actual plan. Don't just show up to the markets and try to catch any other move. Try to catch a move that you could catch consistently in a consistent way, right? Have a setup that you've seen before play out over and over again. I feel like if you've been trading for long enough, you'll have a setup where you have that that deja vu moment, right? Like, damn, like I've seen this setup again. Like, I'm very confident in this. That's what I think a lot of traders should do, is try to find something that you see almost every day. That's why I like my strategy. It's very repeatable. It's very, like, I could do it almost every week, every day. Like, I could spot out a trade. And if you look at my trading journal, which you could look at it in the free Discord, all the trades look the same. Basically, all the trades almost have the same entries. All the losses almost look the same. So it's just like very consistent. And the main reason I like to have it consistent is because if I get a payout or if I pass an account, I want to make sure that I can get the payout again and again, right? If I have a 10K month, most likely it's planned out. So I want to make sure once I get the 10K month, it wasn't like I got lucky, right? I don't want to be thinking that I got lucky on a payout. I want to be thinking, wow, my system worked on this payout, so I can do it again and again, right? You don't want to be second guessing yourself. You want to be very confident with your system and the way that you trade. All right, but that was it for me, guys. The market does look like it slowed down quite a bit. I hope you guys maybe caught this sell off here. It was a nasty sell off. At one point, it was very clean, and then it just slowed down. So hopefully you caught the trade. That first hour of market open, so that's when the best price action was. But yeah, tomorrow's Friday. I don't know if we have any high impact news tomorrow, but we'll see. We'll see. Tomorrow I'll definitely be paying attention to how the daily candle closes, right? If it closes bouncing off of this area here, or if it closes inside, maybe it'll give us a hint to how tomorrow is going to react. But we'll see. Yeah, and then, I don't know, if you caught a trade, just call it a day. Don't be on the charts all day, okay? We're trading for freedom, not just money. So keep that in mind.